Hey everyone, and welcome back to more live fire grilling with Lumber Capital Log Yard. Today the boss is going to be walking us through how to grill the perfect steak. This should be a good one. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, today we're doing some live fire grilling and I'm going to show you my favorite way to cook a steak. But before we get started, I have to tell you a story. It's Monday, so don't generally smoke a cigar on Monday, but I had a friend of mine give me a Rocky Patel and I just couldn't resist. So I have to tell you a little story here. Another friend of mine was in a bar in the Keys smoking a Rocky Patel. He struck up a conversation with a guy next to him, and they had chatted there maybe 15-20 minutes. And he just said, I love these cigars. And the guy sitting next to him said, yeah, they're pretty good cigars. As the conversation went on, here, the guy sitting next to my buddy was Rocky Patel. Now, my friend here is from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where we live. At least that's our closest town. So it was a really neat story. And another friend of mine who got me the cigar was in Atlantic City last week and brought one back as a gift. So I couldn't resist to barbecue, smoke a cigar, have a glass of wine, and tell you about how I like to do the steaks. So come on over a little closer to the grill. I'm going to open this up. Of course, everything we do with the firewood business is live fire grilling. I make my own charcoal. Here, just on the outside edge of the charcoal, I have it surrounded by cherry. You can see this piece here is pretty burned up. And throw that right on there and sort of move them in to keep the fire hot and tight. So this just allows a little bit of smoke. And I know traditionally across America, a lot of people like hickory. If you're from the South, it would be pecan. I think that's how you say it, pecan, like the nut. And we use a lot of hickory here when we're barbecuing. But when we have cherry, it is just the absolute bomb. It actually makes the best burger, and I think I've done videos on that before. So what we do is we get our charcoal good and hot. We let the grates get good and hot. I slightly oil the grates. Now we have some relatively inexpensive oil in there, so I just wipe that down with that. You want to be careful with your oils because with the heat they can be rancid, but we want to make sure that the grate, once it's thoroughly cleaned off, is oiled, because you don't want your steak to stick to it when it goes on the grill. If we can bring the camera in just a little bit closer, I want to show you guys something. Now, it's very cold out here. You can get a look at the yard. I mean, it's a sheet of ice. This is actually the side that I like to cook the steak on. But with the live fire grill, we raise and lower to the fire, and this side during the winter, it keeps it off the fire just a little too much to get the steak properly done. So I'm actually using the side, say I might do chicken or fish on or whatever. This is actually my steak side, but during the winter, we have to be on the other side of the grill. So I'm going to go in and take another puff of my cigar here and go in, get the steak, and listen to it sizzle.
For the seasonings on today's steak, we kept it pretty simple, just salt and pepper and granulated onion and garlic. Now we also added some coconut aminos, and this is as a natural tenderizer. A lot more natural than the stuff you buy on the shelf that says tenderizer on it, right? So this gives it kind of like a sweeter taste that is just really good without it being overly sweet whatsoever. So I think he's ready for this. We should get it out there.
One of the things you guys don't see in the videos is when you're making the video, it makes me chuckle, because when I sit down and actually watch our videos, I'm like, oh, it looks so good, it flows so easily. Well, the oil's already burned off the grill. Making a video takes a lot of time, so I just re-oiled the grill and I'm ready to put the steak on. So this is not the best cut of meat, but what we like to do is when we have the opportunity, there you can hear it sizzling. We take a lot of time and marinate it, and I think Emerald went through some of the spices that we put on it. I don't know if there's garlic on this one. There's onion, I know. The girls do a lot of that prep work. Usually Terry just hands me the steak, but I don't like to waste any of this. I know it's probably coconut aminos, a little expensive. But it really helps, just break down the meat. And this is going to be onion, garlic, whatever they told you was on there. So again, I don't like to waste any of that, so I always put it on. I'm going to put this plate back over here. Terry's a fanatic about making sure that I don't put the steak on that plate when it comes in. One of the things that 20 years ago when I started this business, I just totally overnight fell in love with wood. And I just, like, everything was just so exciting. And, when I learned to make charcoal, and then I realized, like, man, there's different flavors from this stuff. It was just the craziest thing in the world. We've been blessed to have this Santa Maria live fire grill, which allows us to actually cook with charcoal and with real wood products. We're constantly adding those flavors in. So I don't know what your barbecuing experience is. I know a lot of guys have the green eggs out there and they just, sort of put the heat to it and close the lid, and you do get a nice product. But to me, it has always been the experience. And even in running a logging company and lumber mill, I probably could have really been more successful than I am now if I was just about doing, I don't know how to say it. I want to be careful in how I say it, actually. I love the experience. I absolutely love the experience. And like this, to me, then when bringing it here, it just sort of makes it all come together. And I wish you could be with us. And some of our viewers have been. They've been able to come and visit. When you're at the log yard, and Emerald's running the mill, Jade's pulling off the slabs and the lumber, and you see that material on the mill, you want to go ape. It is so incredible. If you don't get excited about it, I swear there's something wrong with you. It is the most beautiful thing. And then I think Emerald did a video maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Storybook blessed us with a plain sawn rough cut floor. It is absolutely gorgeous, and to see that in this finished product is just absolutely mind-blowing. So this is just one of my favorite experiences. Usually it's done on a Friday or Saturday. Like I said, it's Monday. I don't want to get too used to this because I could get real used to it. But we're just here at the grill, doing what I love. charcoal, firewood, cookwood, the cherry on there, a steak, a Rocky Patel cigar. Really doesn't get any better. I just like it because it allows me to slow down. And I wish you could have been with me at 7:05 from about 4:05 this afternoon, because you see all the fun things in the videos and how easy it is, and it pretty much sucked until I got home. But here we are, and I am literally doing one of my favorite things in the world. And that is why that steak is going to be one of the best steaks I've ever had. So I can't wait. Okay, Emerald told me I didn't talk enough about the steak. I want to just say this. There really is an explanation. I can't give you time. It's 25 degrees outside. We're cooking over charcoal and a little bit of wood. So it's not something I can say, well, flip it in 2 minutes, you do this. It is still right now, we don't have a lot of wind, but when you're cooking over a situation like this, when you don't have a lid over it, it's very dynamic every time. So if this was summer, the steak would have already been done. I like doing stuff slow anyhow, so it works out a little bit like this, but I can't give an exact explanation. I can just tell you how I set it up and what I do to enjoy the process along the way. So this steak is about ready to go. It's going to be medium rare, which is where my family mostly likes it. If somebody likes something a little more well done, they'll be able to find something, a piece in there that will work. So I think we're ready to eat.